What's going on, amazing people of YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok? As you can probably tell, I'm not in my normal office slash studio environment right now, but nevertheless, even though I'm traveling right now, visiting my mother, a lot has been going on in my life, and that's for another video. But in this video, welcome back to the show. Yes, I have rebranded as my original name that I started off as 15 plus years ago, Tech Talk with TJ. It's easy to say, it just rolls off the tongue. It's just the best one. Okay, with that all being said, let's get to why I'm doing this. So the other day, Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday, Apple did their usual, no longer live event. It's all just these pre-recorded streams that they post, and then they let select journalists and, tech media go into the campus in California and look at the new phones, yada yada. So, in this video, I'm not going to do, like I used to do these long-winded recaps. You guys can just chat, GDT, Google, whatever the hell you want to do. You guys know how to get the critical info you want on these phones. They came out with the usual suspects, the iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. But the one that I want to focus on, perhaps not in really a positive way, but it has to be said, is the iPhone Air. So it's not called the 17 Air, it's just called the Air. So let's talk about why I'm going to kind of do in this video the reverse of what a salesperson might do to get you to buy the phone. I'm going to kind of try to give you guys some really critical key points as to why you should not buy the iPhone Air. And when I say should not, I really mean should not. As in, you might be thinking, oh, that's cool. I had a couple people on my Facebook be like, oh, this is one I might get. No, please, guys, don't do this. Please. I mean, please. I'm getting my serious tone out now, okay? That's what I mean. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your money. What you do with your money is up to you, obviously. But if you lock into monthly payments, especially if you're on a carrier and you're paying monthly for this phone, and you consciously choose to go for the iPhone Air, you need to know the key details. So let's go ahead and get right to Apple's own page on the iPhone Air. And you are greeted with this super slim profile. They make it very, as Apple always does, brilliant marketing on their website and everything. And, it starts at $9.99, which is whatever, a little bit under the price of the Pro models, but not by much at all. But let's get to the nitty gritty. You see these nice polished sides, and it's made out of titanium. You go, great. But here's where it kind of falls flat, in my opinion. And it all goes to what we can say is here. Yes, we do have the upgraded selfie camera in the front for this Air, but when it all falls flat is right here. The plateau, as Apple is now calling it, on these phones, only one 38 megapixel fusion camera on this Air. Now, you might go, okay, TJ, I'm not a major cellular photographer. I'm not a photo snob. Why do I care? Well, because it doesn't start with just the camera. But I'm highlighting the camera first because I think it's one of the most egregious things that Apple kind of skimped on, which I realized they kind of had to do. But at the same time, they still did it. So instead of a triple lens setup here, triple camera setup, if you will, you just get one Fusion main camera. That's it. But it's something, but it's not the full suite of photography features that you can get in any other model of this year's iPhone. So it's kind of like, especially the iPhone Pro, iPhone 17 Pro, which is so close in price. So it's kind of like a why would you kind of situation. But then, and now to be fair, it does get the 18 megapixel center stage front camera, which is wonderful, fantastic. But that's the thing, is they skimped on the camera, but most importantly, besides the camera, is battery life. Now, Apple will say up and down and sideways that the battery life will not be impacted in most cases. And you know, it's a smaller battery. They went to great lengths to utilize the space inside the phone the best they could. And that all may be true. But smaller battery is still going to mean a potential likely hit on battery life. And is it really worth it? Because it's kind of like you are just going for, like, of all the iPhone models this year, this is like kind of the least incentivizing one to buy, to be honest. Now, it does have the A19 Pro chip, but it has one less CPU core than the iPhone 17 Pros. So there is that. But it is sleek, I'll give it that. It's sleek and thin. But the question has to become, when did we come back to this thin idea of everything has to be super thin? I mean, I never thought the current iPhone 16s were thick, you know? So it's like, I think Apple's trying to just create something just to say they did, and that's wonderful. But at the end of the day, I still really doubt that this is going to be the phone for most people. And I can tell you that many YouTubers have kind of agreed with me, not with me, but I guess I should say I agree with them on this. It's not to say don't give the iPhone Air credit. I'm not saying that. It deserves credit where credit is due. It's thin, but don't let it fool you. It's pretty much a budget-minded device, meaning maybe not budget in terms of price, but Apple skimped on the features in some key areas, and yet still placed it just below the iPhone Pros. So, to me, it's a lose-lose. Stay clear from it. With that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. And just a very quick mention of the other models. Of course, the 17 Pro and Pro Max look fantastic. There's this new camera plateau, as you can see. You know, you get all 38 megapixel lenses now. And that's going to really increase the zoom factor you can do on these. It's just amazing. You guys can Google all that on your own. But it looks fantastic, right? And the new the new AirPods 3 look really good with wide translation. And the new Apple Watch Series 11 has a blood pressure monitoring sensor, stuff like that. It's faster charging. So there's a lot of decent incremental upgrades across the board. But anyhow, that's a very quick look for you guys. I'll be doing more videos very soon. Until then, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out for now.